Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for October 14th. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother 25 live feeds. It was day 73 in the house, and we had invisible nominations after quite a dramatic morning of discussion. And then some fallout from those nominations. So we're going to talk through it all here today. And with me to talk through it all is Aman. How you doing, Aman?
I can't see. It's invisible. We'll never be able to figure it out.
Oh
Just
no,
a
it's like
wild ride.
it's like that movie, like Bird Box, whatever it was.
Yeah, Burble. Yeah. Call me Sandra Bullock, baby, because I didn't see Jack.
Yeah, well, luckily, there's a good guide in the house that does know who the invisible HOH is and is going to help tell everyone.
Oh, really? Oh,
whether
my
directly
God.
or indirectly.
Wow. Blessed be us. Our blindfolds have been lifted. We are no longer accursed blind beings.
So, of course, as we know, Jag is the invisible HOH. He told Matt the night before, and we are now here the morning of day 73. Jag was considering, he wants to target Blue. He's considering, should I nominate Blue next to Felicia, or should I try to backdoor Blue by nominating Cirie and Felicia? That was the discussion the night before. So we head into today with that discussion in mind. And really, we start the day with a funny little conversation between America and Cirie, where they're like, "Hey, listen, promise it's not me." Cirie's like, "Yeah, it's not, obviously not me." America's like, "I don't know who won," but Cirie's like, "America, look at each person's skill set. 8 minutes, girl. It took me 8 minutes to put my pajama pants on this morning." It's gotta be Jag. Like, obviously. Cirie says he didn't even say what his time was. America says, oh, he told me it was 9 minutes and 9 seconds. Girl,
Okay.
bye.
Okay. This is so annoying. So not only, so you have an invisible HOH, but then you reveal the winning time of the HOH. What's the point?
It shouldn't even be a timed comp.
Exactly. Why is it time? Why is it physical? Why is it timed? Why is the time revealed? Like you're making it invisible, but you're giving clues. Like, no, like make it something that is, Felicia says it later on, but make it something that levels the playing field so that it really makes it harder to decipher who it is. Unless, of course, they tell people, which, then that is what it is. But I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah. They're taking bad ideas from Big Brother Canada and then implementing them worse.
Yeah.
Jag, though, eventually is going to get around to this. And he's sitting on the couch with Corey. We come in and Corey's like, it's you? They do a fist bump. Jag says, you're the first person I've told. Sorry for building up the suspense. Obviously, this is a lie. He had already told Matt.
Yep.
He said, I was looking for Matt, but he's been walking around, so I'm telling you first. Corey says, okay, good. Listen, I trusted you, but like nobody else could have gotten that time. So like it was kind of obvious it was you, but you were saying it wasn't. But I trusted you, but I kind of knew you were lying. And so Jag says, well, so should I put up Blue and Felicia, or is it worth it to do a backdoor? And initially Corey is like, well, I think maybe just put Blue up with Felicia. If you do that, they'll think it's me, which is fine. I don't really care. But then they head to the bathroom where Matt and America are talking. And America was in the process of telling Matt that Cirie thinks Jag is the HOH, but don't say anything. And Jag comes in. He's like, what do you guys think? And America's like, well, Blue is denying it. And then Jag is like,
I mean, but look at the time. See that time?
Indicates that it's his. She goes, cock-a-doodle zoom. He goes, cock-a-doodle zoom. And they celebrate. And Matt acts like he didn't know. Matt's like, Wait, what? What are you guys saying? Oh, you're the H. Oh, that's so. Oh, Jag, if you had told me, I would have slept a lot better last night.
Oh my god, these damn Oscar raspberry worthy performances are really just sending me through the roof. I just can't. But
He had
whatever
set it
you
up
need to
to,
do.
like, he was saying all morning, like, I didn't get any sleep last night. I almost pulled an all-nighter because of how late I was up because I couldn't sleep. Like, he really sold it.
It's really landed on thick, you know. And I mean, in their defense, it seems to be working. So I don't think that the cover of people just figuring, like, just getting to know that it's actually Jag is much like, I think that just the relief of knowing that it's Jag is like not even giving them the thought to be like, oh, am I actually the last person to know, or am I just really happy that it's Jag and I'm probably going to be safe this week? So
Yeah. America's like, wait, does this mean I got second place? They're like, yeah, I think so. We got first, second, third, and fourth, the four of them. Look at us.
Cock-a-doodle too.
Jag says, so I think I should tell Bowie too. And they're like, maybe wait until after noms. We're not sure. He says, well, because listen, here's the thought process. I need to either nominate Felicia and Blue or Felicia and Suri. And if I nominate Felicia and Blue, I should probably just tell Suri. And they're like, should you tell Suri? Or he's like, but they'll think it's me, and it might be better if nobody knows who it was. So they're kind of still talking through these options. Jags just wants to basically tell everyone. The fact of the matter is, Suri already knows it's him, so he might as well tell her. He's only just continuing to lose trust in her the longer he waits. But you know,
yeah, I mean, she's already able to sort of like decipher it, and most people already had that in the back of their mind. Like, he's always going to be like the forefront when it comes to competitions like these. And yeah, like, it's, if you're already going to reveal it to half the house, like, you're creating leaky holes. You know, you can't control, once you disseminate information, you no longer are in control of how that information is going to continue to propagate itself around the house, and what little lies and little biases are going to come along with each retelling of how I found out. And, you know, so it's just, if you want to tell her, then just go ahead and at least try to salvage some sort of like trust within the relationship. But even so, I feel like Suri would then be able to figure out, because they were already talking about it throughout the day, how some people's behavior seems to be shifting and changing, and people seem relaxed. So she's going to be able to know that she was probably last to be told anyway. So at this point, I guess it really doesn't matter. Jag, I mean, you ruined the HOH. Like, if you're going to tell everybody, then just tell everybody. It is what it is. Like, the nominations that you're doing are going to be kind of obvious anyway, too. So it's like,
this isn't an invisible HOH. This is just HOH that lets you compete in the next HOH. Apparently,
it's a delayed release HOH.
Like that is the by far the most important part of this HOH, is that Jag is under the assumption that he is allowed to compete and not have to throw the following HOH, which is way more important than anything else in this entire week.
Yeah. And then, not to jump ahead too much, but the veto situation, we still don't really know what's going on with that. But if it's like you're seeing double, and we're to, you know, speculate that it could be a double veto, right? Doesn't that also like really, really narrow it down as to who the HOH is? Because the HOH can't go up. And like, what if, and it's probably not going to happen, but what if it is a double veto and then the nominees win the veto? Then it's like, okay, then the pool of people to renom gets very, very small. And if Jag doesn't go up again, it's gonna be like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just, at this point, this is, invisibility HOH. No, my ass.
Yeah. So Jag is gonna go pretty much straight over and tell Bowie that he won the HOH. They hug. She's very excited for now. He says, I also told Matt, but I haven't told anybody else. Matt ends up coming in and they celebrate. He walks through his options. Again, Blue and Felicia, or Suri and Felicia. Bowie doesn't think that they should put up Suri. Bowie's like, didn't we just make a thing with Suri? Why would we put her up? Like, just put Blue up. It doesn't make any sense. And he's like, yeah, it's just, you know, with the veto situation, I feel like the back door might make more sense. Also, do you think I should tell Corey in America? He's like, well, what if you need to name a replacement nominee? Like, what if Blue wins the veto and you have to name a replacement? And he's like, well, they already know. I mean, by the time I make these nominations, they're going to know it's it's not Blue, it's not Suri or Felicia. They're gonna know it's not them, so it's got to be one of us. We might as well tell them. And so he makes that argument. Bowie leaves the conversation, and Jag and Matt talk it through some more. Jag is really starting to think it makes more sense to do the backdoor, leave Blue off the block. He'd rather she doesn't have a chance to play, and the odds are decent that she doesn't get a chance to play, even though only 2 people don't play. If 3 people are already counted for, HOH and 2 nominees, then, according to him, you have almost a 50% chance of not playing. So, at this point, Corey walks in and they ask him again. And Corey now is even like, yeah, I do think the back door keeps everyone calm. It might make more sense to do that. So Jag is now really starting to feel like, okay, back door is the way to go. Felicia and Suri, or I don't know, maybe there are some other ideas. So he goes back and he talks to Bowie. And he says, listen, Bowie, I've been thinking. I know you didn't like the backdoor plan, but I'm thinking it makes more sense. The only thing, though, is that like it'll be weird to have to tell Suri about it, right? Like I tell Suri I'm using you as a pawn because she'd be like, well, why me? And I'd have to explain, well, Corey and America can't go up because then Blue wouldn't use the veto on them. And I can't go up because I'm the HOH. Matt can't go up because he's too much of a target. But the only problem is that what do I tell Suri about why you're not going up, Bowie?
You're in a Final Four.
Excuse me? Not only is he suggesting that Bowie could go up here, he's also like insulting her by saying like she's not enough of a target and like nobody would like care if she went up on the block.
Can someone like that has video editing skills get this clip in the live feeds and like really edit it into a way so when Jag says that to Bowie, a big gigantic flag just appears above his head and the flag says dumbass on it? Can someone just please just do that and just have Bowie's eyes filled with rage? Like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, it gets worse, so let's keep moving. She says,
God.
well, Jag, aren't I too much of a target? I just made a big move last week after winning the HOH that we were all on board with. And Jag's like, yeah, I just don't know if that works. You know, I just need to think about what to say there. You know, for instance, like, let's say if you were on the block, it actually kind of works because everyone would use the veto on you. I was like, Blue wouldn't use the veto on me. It's like, what? She would use it on Suri over you? Like, yes.
Yeah.
It's like, Jag, I'm not going on the block. You're not putting me on the block. Come on. He's like, I'm just trying to think through all the options, honestly.
Just analyzing all options.
Jag, you know, I am a target. Don't put me on the block. Jag says, listen, I'd rather have you playing in the veto, and I trust you more. Jag really thinks he's Derek. Like, he really thinks that he can just, like, have his ally go on the block for him. But Jag is not Derek. He's not even close. And Bowie is pissed. And she's very clearly pissed. And at this point, you're probably like, okay, Jag, you tried it. You failed. She's not okay with this. Don't worry, though. This goes on for another 20 minutes. Because he keeps pushing. She would not pull me down. She would pull you down. And even if she doesn't use it, which I don't think she would not use it, but even if she doesn't, we'd still have the votes with Corey in America. With Corey in America, the people you've been telling me not to trust? I don't trust that, Jag. Oh, he says, it doesn't make any sense to put one of us up on the block. He's like, yeah, it's just like, I just think the back door is the best option. Then why not put America up as the pawn? But she'd immediately know that she's not safe. Jag, I'm not safe.
Sounds like that sounds familiar. Interesting. So
Matt walks in.
Are a little bit more important than mine, it seems.
Matt walks in and Jag's like, hey, Matt, I'm just scaring the shit out of her right now. And she's like, yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. And he explains the whole thing to Matt. And Matt, who is an actual good player, sees Bowie not liking this and is like, yeah, Jag, I don't know if this makes sense. And starts pushing back. And then Jag keeps going. It's like, no, I really think this is the way. I think that if Bowie's on the block, like even with Matt now siding with Bowie, still pushing, she goes, this is this is no good. This is really, really risky, Jag. And Jag's like, but do you see the position I'm in?
Gaslight, and you can't gaslight no more, baby. That's Jag's game in a nutshell.
Bowie's like, but we should be we would be relying on other people's votes to keep me in the game. That doesn't make any sense. Just draw the line. Jag's like, yeah, but I don't think that drawing the line is the right move here.
There's 8 people left, and people already have lines drawn in their own damn minds. Okay, it's very easy, if you're not Jag, it seems, to understand the house dynamics and where your position is and what moves are actually risky and what moves are not. Putting her up, especially after making this little Final Four, is risky. Okay, it just simply is. And I've been, and Taran, you know what? I've been coming around a lot on Bowie because it's clear that while she might be a understated player, the strategic chops are clearly there. Like, she knows what's going on. She knows what's good, what's bad. And the fact that she has to advocate for herself so hard right now, which I'm glad that she's doing, because she should be doing, because a lesser player would be like, Jag, like, I don't like this idea, but like, if you really feel like that's okay, like, as soon as you give him the okay, he's gonna be like, okay, good.
Yeah, a lesser player. I wonder who might have done that in this season of the game. Jag.
Like,
Bowie is a better player than Jag.
Everyone, for sure. For sure. It's like he's expecting everyone to approach being put up on the block as a pawn in the same way that he did. And it's like, no, you just sucked that week. And she does not. That's the difference. And no one should ever be okay with being a pawn, ever. It's just, that's just how the game works. You don't want to go on the block. Stay off the block. That's the name of the game.
She says, I think this is silly. Absolutely silly. Just draw the line. She's very clearly is having none of this. She absolutely refuses. This is silly. Draw the line. Jag still says, yeah, but do you see what this does to me?
Oh my God.
Do you see what that does to me? She says, this is Jag. And then they get interrupted.
I just, I really feel for her here, especially after having sort of made a move that, we sort of like went back and forth as to whether or not, because more so than not, like, Cameron sort of was in Bowie's corner. So it was sort of like, is this good? Is it bad? We decided that it's a net positive because it really does sort of like push her forward, seemingly. And the house target gets out. Everyone is sort of like, appeased that, the house stays calm. And now after a week like that and having to do all of that and make personal sacrifices for her game, now she has to pay this price for it when she should at least get 1 week of like, with Jag as HOH, she should at least have 1 week of like, okay. But no, she doesn't get that.
It makes absolutely no sense to put Bowie on the block in the first place. Like, it's a terrible move in the first place. But to pitch it to her, have her say, this is and still keep pushing it onto her in a spot where you need her in this game pretty desperately, is absolutely wild.
To lessen your own position within the alliance that you have created is crazy. Like, you should already know that there is a certain proclivity that Suri or that Bowie might have to Suri over you. Yes, you have Matt in your corner, but why not have both Matt and Bowie? Like, why are you now you're drawing the line within your own alliance? So like, when something happens, when the 4 of you are in danger, who do you think Bowie's going to be like, oh, well, you know, because and I would love for Bowie to come around with, do you see what kind of position I'm under now, though? Like, Jag, I really think that you need to go on the block now. Like, it's almost poetic, and I kind of hope that it happens.
This is the new era of Big Brother, is that the structure of the competitions continue to prop up extremely mediocre to bad players in the eyes of people in the house and outside of the house. That we know that Jag without competitions is a terrible player. We saw that in the first part of the season. And we know that he's going to have to pretty much win out on competitions in order to get to the end. And yet, there's this idea that, like, but did you see him play Cameron like a fool? Yeah, because Cameron was somehow even worse. Like,
yeah. We're comparing apples to rotten apples. Like, it is.
Because Cameron was also a player propped up by winning competitions.
Yeah.
You know, it's just wild. So they get interrupted. Jag's gonna talk to Corey some more. Talks through with Corey. Corey's pushing more for the back door. Jag's like, here, my problem with the back door is that I don't want to put Suri up on the block. And Corey's like, why not? Jag's like, you know, that would be bad. It's like, who cares? Like, it's Suri. It's like, you're afraid she's gonna win a comp? Like what's, I don't understand. Jag, of course, doesn't want to say that he has made a final 3 with Suri. And so they go back and forth for a while. In the meantime, Bowie comes up to Matt in the kitchen, and she is literally crying with frustration. And she's just like, he's gonna have to take shots at some point. I did it last week. You do it this week, Jag. It's not cool. And Matt, who is a good player, agrees with her. She's like, it doesn't even make any sense. We don't even have the votes. Matt says, I don't think Jag should do this. He gives her a hug. He says, I will support you. This is the difference between Matt and Jag.
Yeah. Like, you know, Matt actually listens to people and absorbs what they're saying and can reflect behavior and responses. Jag is, I don't know what's going on with that dude, man. Like,
Jag's still thinking about the slip and slide next week. Like, that's
yeah, it's, and his like fixation on Blue as well is just so, man, I just like a piece of me really wants to root for him, but it's painful. Like, it's just very painful. Like, Puya, I am sorry. Like, I do not envy this. I do not envy this at all for you. I might be out of this draft, but that might be a good thing.
Okay. Well, Matt, Jag, and Corey are talking in the bathroom after that. They're still talking in circles. It just keeps going around and around. Corey pushing for the back door. Jag pushing against the back door now because Bowie refused and he doesn't want to piss off Suri. And so he's now sort of pushing for straight up putting Blue on the block. They're talking about the veto twist and how they don't even know what's going to happen with it. And Corey eventually, after running into the brick wall of like saying the back door makes more sense, says, okay, then I guess screw it. Just put Blue up. And Jag's like, you think? Man, I'm such a devil's advocate. The second you said that, now I don't think we should do it.
God. You are more than the devil's advocate. You are the devil's lawyer, their insurance plan, their retirement plan, everything. You are just all the way up in that lawyer's business or that devil's business. That's what you are.
Corey's like, I don't know. Whatever, just put her up. We don't know what's going to happen with the veto. It makes more sense to just have her on the block in case anything happens, right? Like, you never know what the twist would be. It's safer to just have her on the block. And Jag's like, yeah, I know, you know, that makes sense. So he goes back to Bowie and he says, okay, I've been thinking more and I'm remembering that we're a team. And we shouldn't do anything to put each other in danger. She says, exactly, Jag. He's like, I'm thinking now, maybe we should just put Blue up on the block right away. And she's like, yes.
This is like when your employer F's up and you know, and they know that they F'd up and they have to come and like sit down with you and be like, listen, please don't sue me. We did sort of make this, we will give you a couple more paid time off. Just keep our name out of the press, and we're going to be all good. Oh, it's a mess.
There are a couple other funny conversations before the nomination ceremony. Corey tells Matt in America that the producers are probably pissed that Jag told half the house already, and that the
Well, the
viewers
producers have no one to blame but them damn selves, okay?
Oh, yeah. And he's like, this is probably a really boring week. And yeah. He also tells Matt Bowie in America, they're talking about Rachel Riley and her showmans. And Corey's like, yeah, Suri played with her on The Traitors. They're like, oh yeah, The Traitors. That's a weird show. Corey's like, yeah, I didn't watch it, but Suri won. Like, wait, she did? Yeah. Whoa, she's good. Yeah, she won. She was one of the traitors, and she won. But don't mention this. I don't want to make it seem like I'm spreading anything. And Matt's like, oh, good for her. They didn't know.
Yeah, they had no idea. Cat's out of the bag. And I'm interested to see if that has any further ramifications. It could just be like one of those late game reasons to put her up on the block. But the fact that people knew and she's still making it this far, granted, she's taken a lot of hits. But it's still sort of like, okay, well, maybe she's doing enough work to sort of like mitigate that threat level at the very least.
Mm-hmm. So we finally get to the nomination ceremony, and the plan sticks. Blue and Felicia are nominated for eviction.
Yep.
Felicia, not pleased. She's not happy about this. She's now been put on the block more times than Cameron. It's no good.
But at least you've survived more times than Cameron.
Yeah, like double. You got evicted twice. And Blue is confused. She talks with Matt right after the ceremony. Matt plays dumb, and she fully believes him. And it's this conversation with Matt that's going to really help continue to placate Blue throughout the day, as she really feels like, this couldn't have been either Matt or Jag, because she fully believes that Matt wouldn't have done it, and that Jag wouldn't do it either. So, it can't be them. So the day continues. Jag's talking to Corey in the hammock about like different veto situations when Felicia walks up. All right, I'm just gonna straight up. Who's the real target, me or Blue? Jag is like classic Jag when confronted and having to lie, just deer in headlights, can't say a word. So eventually Corey's just like, I'm not the HOH. It's like, I didn't ask who the HOH is. Corey's like, I listen, I don't have a target right now. I'm just thankful it's not me. It's like, well, I'm thankful it's not me if it's not me, but I'm on the block.
How about you, Jag? You thankful too?
Jag is still like, yeah.
Jag just wants to pull that turban down over his face and just be like, leave me out of it. Leave me alone. I'm just like, in Felicia's mind, it makes sense, right? Like, it's like, it isn't, if Matt or Jag are not on the block, because in her mind, this is supposed to be a week where, you take a big target. That's the point of having an invisible HOH. If one of them is on the block, it has to be one of them. Like, and if she's on the block, she knows that and Blue is on the block. She knows it's not them. She knows it's not Suri. She knows it's probably not Bowie. It could be Corey in America, but odds are, if it's an invisible HOH and you're supposed to take a big swing, that Matt or Jag, or some combination of the two with maybe a pawn, would be on the block. But it's Blue and Felicia on the block. So yeah, Jag, Corey, what do we have to be thankful for this upcoming Thanksgiving season? I want to know.
Suri talks to Blue about everything. And Suri is still trying to get Blue to recognize that she can't trust Matt or Jag. But Blue is saying, my gut is telling me Matt and Jag. Suri's like, that they put you up. Like, no, to trust them.
Blue is always in the red. Okay. Like she just cannot win for losing. It's just like it's not sinking in for her. And I really need her to get with the program. Even before the nomination, she was like, yeah, like I really don't think it's one of them. They probably would have said something because we got this thing going on. And neither of them are on the block, and you're on the block with Felicia, and you still think that there's a world in which Bluey. Blue. Kitty purr. Come into my office real quick, okay? Just turn it on. Okay? You need to get in the program. You need to get with it. You are in serious danger this week. Again. Okay? You have been escaping the block by the skin of your teeth for the past couple of weeks, and now you're on the block. Think about why that happened. Think about what that is. Think about who you trust in this house. You know it's not Sari. You know it's not Felicia. It's probably not Bowie. It could be Korean America, yes. You have this beef with them. That could be a thing. But don't you also think that maybe Matt or Jag could be on the block if they're supposed to...
She says to Suri, America's telling me not to trust them. But I don't trust America. But should I tell them? Should I ask them about it? Should I ask them about what America's telling me? And Suri says, don't give them a reason to think you don't trust them.
Exactly. You're on the block already. And if it is them, in what world would you go over to? Okay. You don't have the same amount of sauce that Felicia does, because what Felicia did was kind of wild. Okay. Just being so brazen like that. But Felicia also is just a wild person in general. So she'll get away with that. You will not. It's not going to work for you.
Suri says what you should do, whether you trust them or not, is act like you trust them fully, that you are the most loyal soldier. Like whether you think that they're in power right now or their votes to keep you, you should just be acting like you trust them with your whole heart. That's what Suri is doing. And so she gives that advice to Blue. Now, inadvertently, I think she is the result of this is that Blue is not telling Jag and Matt about America spilling to her that she's the target by Matt and Jag. Because like she's proposing this as like I'd be questioning Matt and Jag about this as opposed to ratting America out about it. So that still might happen. But right now, Suri's good advice, I think, is also holding Blue back from doing something that quite frankly, just so everyone is aware, and to reset this, America has told Blue, Matt and Jag are coming for you. Then she gets nominated. America's going to tell Blue again, Matt and Jag are doing this to you right now. And Blue could easily rat them out and rat America out and say, hey, America's telling me that it's you guys. And that would kind of piss them off, theoretically. Corey found out that America told Blue this the night before. And so Corey started laying some groundwork saying, hey, I bet Blue's going to start talking about some stuff. Blue's already telling me that you guys are going to come after me. I'm sure she's going to tell you that we're coming after you or that we're saying stuff like already trying to make sure that if Blue does reveal this information that they're kind of covered. But still, it's potentially damaging. And so we'll see, especially as the veto is coming up. There are still some outs here for Blue.
I think it would behoove Blue, like if she is going to say it, just keep it about America. I think if you go the AmeriCorey route, it's going to be like, okay, well, duh, they're going to say that. You know what I mean? But if you strictly say, America came to me and told me this, and now I'm on the block, so I'm a little weary, then I think that crack is a little larger than if you just, throw the both of them under the bus, because then it's just like, especially with Corey doing all of that, trying to control the narrative, I think that's a little bit less impactful.
Yeah. So Cirie talks to Felicia as well. They both agree it's obviously Jag. He's a terrible liar. He's very clearly the HOH. Do you see even just the way he's like walking across the backyard? Like he's so obviously the HOH. Cirie says the problem is stupid Blue won't believe it.
Yeah. I know. They're getting fed up with Miss Kitty Kitty Purr Purr. They really are.
Felicia talks.
The cat's out of the bag, and the cat is still inside the bag. Like I don't understand.
She's it's Schrodinger's Blue. She's just like, if I don't find out, then I'm not betrayed.
It is what it is.
Felicia talks to the cameras about how she wishes that the competitions were a bit more equitable. She talks about, if I win, I'm gonna make a big move. I'm gonna jack some right up, which is why we should have competitions that Felicia can win, because I think we all collectively as an audience would love to see some shit jacked up.
It's it's getting to the point now where this was an audience issue, and now that Big Brother has been on for a number of seasons, a lot of the audience is now on these casts, and they are bringing in these concerns, and so producers, y'all about to have an uprising on your hands, okay? Like it's gonna get to the point where everybody in that house is going to be like, "Gee, we just had a physical comp last week. You know what that means? It probably should be something that's a little bit more level for everyone. Gee, maybe the senior citizens should start a union for Big Brother contestants because, hey, we're drowning here. Like, is that something that you really want?" And then they're going to start cutting the feeds when they start talking about it. They're going to be like, "Please do not talk about production." And they're going to be like, "We're not talking about production. We're just talking about how the show should be produced." Like, it's just like...
It's also very clear, like, even in what's being asked for, right? Like, Matt and Jag are like, man, hope it's the slip and slide. Hope it's a physical competition that guarantees us the win. And Felicia is sitting here week after week like, I just hope it's something that everybody has an equal chance. Everybody has an equal chance. That's what I'm asking for. And week after week, she doesn't get that. And yet every other week, Matt and Jag get the physical comp that they're guaranteed to. That, like, the inequality is extreme in this. It's really like, it's like, okay, one for Matt and Jag, one for everybody, two for Matt and Jag, one for most people, but not Cirie and Felicia, three for Matt and Jag, one more for everybody, but not Matt, Cirie or Felicia, four for Matt and Jag. Here's one for Matt and Jag. Everybody, one for everybody, and then more for Matt and Jag.
And then by that point, it's like, even if Matt or Jag doesn't win, they usually do win, so they have all of the alliances. So it's like everything for Matt and Jag at that point. So
right,
it's come on, y'all. Like there are so many types of like equal playing field comps that you can come up with. Yes, the physical ones are exciting. We like to see people running, and that's great. We're not saying do away with all of them. Those are fun too. But there are other comps that you can come up with. Come on, there are games out there that you can have them play. There's stuff to do that involves a little bit more of this and not so much of this. Like it's not that hard. Come on.
Yeah. Jag and Matt talk, and this really surprised me, actually. And I feel like it might change, but Jag tells Matt, because they've been talking like, when should we tell Cirie? Because we put Blue up on the block. We didn't even put Cirie up on the block. So we can tell Cirie. But Jag says, I've been thinking. We shouldn't tell Cirie about me being HOH until after the veto. Because if Blue wins, I have to put Cirie up. Because if Blue wins, Felicia is the backup target. Because if Blue wins, Jag would evict Felicia this week.
Okay.
Not Corey.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds That sounds dumb as hell is what it sounds. Okay? Jagateshwar. I love that name. Get it together. Please.
Now, I will say this again. I feel like if Blue wins the veto, he's going to have like 2 days to realize, wait a minute, am I really taking out Felicia over Corey? But this is the current plan. Which also means he's going to continue to not tell Cirie, which means Cirie is going to continue to be like, screw these people. Corey talks to the cameras as well. And he's going to provide some frustration of his own. He says, listen, it's going to be hard to take the shot at Matt or Jag at 7. I'd rather do it at 6. I'd definitely do it at 6. But it's complicated, you know? It's like, I mean, I know I can't get to the end with them, obviously. But it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to do it. They you know, they haven't targeted me. They've proven their loyalty. So it's gonna be hard to do it.
So it's like it's annoying because it's like this like mutually assured destruction pact is quite effective because either side is so afraid of being the first to take the shot because then what happens when they're not in power the next time. But the problem with it is that then you wait and you wait and you wait and then you're just making it that much harder for yourself in the end. And it's like you do start to create like you convince yourself of this trust that you can have for them because that is easier in your mind to accept rather than just having to make the difficult decision of taking the shot and hoping that there's enough people left in the house to keep them out of power. And so I get the mental back and forth, but I feel like at this point in time, when there's this many people left, you just gotta do it. You gotta do it. Or else you're gonna be sitting there looking dumb.
This is to me similar to the Jag thing where it's like, okay, you're saying this right now when it's theoretical. If you win the HOH next week and you have a whole week to figure this out, like you're gonna take the shot. There's no way you're gonna be the HOH at Final 7 and say, I'm going to use this HOH to take out Felicia. Because that's the person he would be taking out on his HOH if it's not Matt or Jag. He's not taking out Bowie. He's not taking out America. Blue's already gone, theoretically. He's going to target Felicia at the Final 7, leaving Matt and Jag both competing at the Final 6. And trusting that they are going to take out who? Cirie? Like, there's no way America's going to be pushing for it. I absolutely don't think that he wouldn't take the shot, but it's wild to me that he's even considering not.
It's just take the shot. If you want to put that idea out there in people's minds, that's fine. If you want to like be, you know, openly thinking, yeah, like or Felicia's got to go next week. That's just what it's got to be. Fine. If you want to spread that for yourself, that's fine. But you know, in that DR, I better be hearing something different. I swear to you, I would need to walk up off this podcast. I might as well just put like a little eject button on this chair and just have myself shoot straight up into the roof.
He does talk to America. He tells America, he's like, yeah, thinking about it, wouldn't have been a bad move for Jag to just put us up this week. Luckily he didn't though.
What are you waiting for? What?
There's another funny moment where Corey is talking to Cirie about game changers, and he's like, "Oh yeah, wasn't that when your kid came out and saw you for the family visit, right?" And she's like, "Yep."
Yeah, and everybody.
Anyway,
was like, does he know? Does he know? Does he remember? Does he remember? I mean, granted, Jared he looked a little like he looks a lot different now. Not like too much different, but like
he does.
There could be a world in which it's like, I don't think that's the same person. So, you know.
Mhm. America talks to Blue again. And America's like, Blue, you need to keep acting like you're down for the team. Because again, America's like, hey, they're doing this. Jag is doing this to you. Or they're doing this to you. Because it's not me and Corey. And Blue is pretending to believe America in this conversation. Like, girl, you know, if I'm here, it'll be us two. Blue says she hopes she has a shot in the veto because it'll probably be pretty physical. And America's like, well, BB Comics was super physical. It was so hard. And Blue's like, yeah, I agree. But the vetoes have all been physical too. So like,
Mhm.
hopefully I
Yeah.
have a shot. And so they talk through all of that. And Blue is still just in this spot where she's just like pretending to believe America, actually believing Jag and Matt. Suri is advising her, pretend you believe in Jag and Matt. And she's like, but I actually do. And wondering if she should bring what America is saying about Jag and Matt to Jag and Matt, but not wanting to seem like she's questioning Jag and Matt. And so that's where things are at this point. I believe the feeds are down for the veto draw right now. Not entirely sure how it's going to work or how this veto is going to work at all. But basically, what we're looking at here is if things stay the same, the target should be Blue. There's definitely a chance that if the power is in Jag or Matt or even Bowie's hands, or really if Suri or Felicia or Blue win, if anybody other than Corey or America win this veto, there's definitely still a chance that Jag changes his mind and goes after Corey or America, especially if Blue brings information about America leaking things to her, although that's not like I would say not the most likely option. However, there's been the other situation where Blue winning the veto or Felicia winning the veto and it being a weird veto or Suri winning the veto and it being a weird veto. Now, those are not super likely outcomes right now, given what the veto probably is. But given that it might be a double veto or something weird like that, there's all kinds of different ways that it
A
could.
double veto just it's just so weird to me to do that on an invisible HOH, but I don't know what else, like seeing double. I mean, I guess Julie could have just been referring to the competition itself. Maybe it's like a, I don't know, like is it a vision test? Like I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't know what it could be, but it has to be like it's got to be some like some kind of multiple veto or some kind of like girl, I don't know. I don't
We'll
know.
find out later today, I'm sure. So the thing to look out for is what happens with this veto, and then if outside of the veto, there's still theoretically the possibility that Blue goes to Matt and Jag about what America's been saying, and then it's a matter of has Corey's sort of like groundwork paid off to mitigate the damage from that, and does Blue remain the target even after that happens? So that's basically where we stand here from the day, and we will see what happens for the rest of the week based on what happens really today. I think with this veto competition.
If Suri wins veto, what does she do here? Does she go directly to Matt and Jag and is like, all right, Final Four strong? I think that is probably a good idea to like. Does she advocate for taking Blue down, knowing that that's probably the target, and then just saying put Corey up, or is that too much for her right now? Or does she take Felicia down instead? Like, what do you think she should do?
Well, it depends on what Jag does. I'm assuming that if Suri wins the veto, Jag then goes to Suri and admits he's the HOH. But it probably gives Suri a decent amount of leverage to be like, whoa, I thought we were in a final three. Why aren't you telling me you're the HOH until now? Like, I feel like I want Corey gone. And if I have a double veto, I can guarantee that happens.
Yeah. That would be
So,
very nice to see.
so like I think that maybe that's the play. But it's tough, obviously,
Yeah.
because then theoretically, Jag is still competing in the next HOH with Matt and Bowie, and she theoretically blows up her final 3 spot with them, just to keep Blue, who's not even a very good ally.
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. It's like, I wish that it wasn't Blue was the one that she has to take. And if you see somebody else.
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's tough, especially because like Corey probably will take a shot at Blue, at Matt and Jag at some point, and Blue might honestly be less likely to do that. So you know, it's we'll see what kind of magic she can pull if she does win. But let's face it, she's probably not.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I hate that. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, well, hopefully maybe it'll at least be something quick and we're not like down with the feeds all day, because I'm very interested to see what this power is and what it's going to be, and I just want to know at this point. Just let us know.
Yeah. All right. Well, stay tuned today as we figure out what's happening with this veto and who wins it. And then I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, to update you on everything that happens today on the Big Brother 25 live feeds. We will also be live with Zach, the brother
Ooh.
of Corey, today. If you want to tune in for that, we'll check in with him and how he's feeling about Corey and the rest of the game. And then, yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll have an episode tomorrow night. I'll be live on Twitch, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong, watching the episode with all of you. And then we'll recap it live here and all that fun stuff. You can find me on Instagram as well. And make sure you also check out tickets for the LA live show happening in just a couple of weeks now.
God, it came so fast.
Yeah, I know. It will be closing it. It'll be a week out before the finale, and things will hopefully be a little exciting toward the end. We'll hang out. We'll party. There'll be some fun people there. Amon's gonna have some costumes ready. It'll be a good time. So make sure you check out tickets for that. Aman, what do you got going on?
Yeah, just follow me everywhere at Aman Adwin, just chilling here with RHAP for BB25. Goose stuck with the crew on Sundays and everything. But yes, I'm very, very excited for the LA show. I've been to California. This will be the second time in my entire life that I've been to the state of California. So I'm excited to escape the sweater weather for a second from the East Coast, and meet a bunch of people and other RHAP fans and things of the like. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, what you waiting for? What are you waiting for? So
all right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here today, and I will see all of you next time.